Okay, we are going to jump into our last day of elapsed end and start time practice. And then we're going to, at the end of today's lesson, after the whole video is over, you don't have any independent practice to do. Instead, you're going to independently practice by playing in partner games with a partner that's also finished at the same time as you. All right, let's jump in. Let's start with these two activators. So pause my video, solve for both, and then press play once you're done with solving for both and see if you're correct. Okay, so for our first one, it says 6 minutes equals how many seconds? Well, if we recall our first lesson that we did, we talked about converting days into a day into hours and hours into minutes and minutes into seconds. So we know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So if that's the case, then to find 6 minutes, we have to do 6 times 60. Love when a number ends in a 0 with multiplication. Hide the 0 at the end. 6 times 3 is, 6 times 3, where am I getting 3 from? 6 times 6 is 36, and then we hid 1 0, so we'll pop the 0 back on. So 6 minutes is equal to how many seconds? 360 seconds. Yes? We're good? Okay, awesome. Next one. Chloe spent 2 hours, 15 minutes at the park and 1 hour, 50 minutes at the mall. How long did she take at both places? Interesting here. It doesn't tell you to convert one into the other. So all you need to do is have a total amount of time. So we have 2 hours and 15 minutes plus an hour and 50 minutes. So 2 hours plus 1 hour equals 3 hours so far. And now 50 minutes plus 15 minutes would be, well, 50 plus 10 would be 60, and 60 plus 5 more would be 65. I'm not going to say 65 minutes, though. I can take 60 of that away and change it into another hour. So I really have a total of 4 hours and 5 minutes. If you did say 3 hours and 65 minutes, that is fine too. But if you ever are over an hour wise with minutes, you might as well convert it to a new hour. Okay, let's jump in. Today is involving elapsed time, but we're going to do something with that elapsed time. It's basically going to be like multiple things or events happen, and then we combine the information together. So we're learning to find elapsed, start, and end time. I know I have learned this one. I can identify the information I know, I can fill in a graphic organizer for information, and then I can calculate the unknown time. All right, let's jump in. Okay. Mackenzie took a nap from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Then she went to bed and slept from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. How many hours did Mackenzie sleep for? So this means that there was nap time of sleeping, and then there was also actually bedtime of sleeping. And they're asking for how many hours Mackenzie slept. So technically I have 2 different start and end times, and I have to find the elapsed time for each of them and then combine the total amount to see how many hours in all Mackenzie slept. So I'm going to make 2 different number lines, one down here and one down there. A start and end on both. All right, for the first one, during her nap, she started sleeping at 6 p.m. and she slept until 8 p.m. Well, that's a nice and easy one, thank goodness. So the elapsed time, how much time did she sleep for? 6 plus 1 hour would be 7 p.m. and then 7 plus 1 hour would be 8 p.m. So in her nap, she slept for a total of 2 hours. Now do the bottom one. Now we're doing how much time she actually slept through the night. So she goes to bed at 10 p.m. and she sleeps until 7 a.m. Okay, so p.m. to a.m. So I'm going to do a few jumps. First, I'm at 10 p.m. I'm going to get from 10 p.m. to midnight. How many hours does it take to go from 10 p.m. to midnight? That would be a 2-hour jump. So now I'm at 12 a.m. And now 12 a.m., I could do a 2-hour jump, a 3-hour jump. I'm going to do just a 5-hour jump, 5. So 12 a.m. plus 5, it's not 17 a.m., that would be 5 a.m. And now from that 5 a.m., how long does it take to get to 7 a.m.? 2 more hours. So the second time she slept is 2 plus 5 plus 2. And that would equal 7, 8, 9. 9 hours. So 2 hours and 9 hours. If you add 2 plus 9, how many hours total did Mackenzie sleep for? 11 hours. So as you can see, this problem involves 2 separate graphic organizers and then combining the information after. All right, let's try one together. Courtney worked on her project from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on Monday. On Tuesday, she worked on it from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. How many hours did Courtney work on her project for? So I already know we have 2 different graphic organizers because things happen on 2 different days. So project on Monday, project on Tuesday. She started on Monday at 3:30. And what time did she end on Monday? 5:30. Okay. I'll give you a second. How much time does it take? I'm going to put a P for PM on each. How much time does it take to get from 3:30 to 5:30? Okay, good. That would be 2 hours total. So for the first time that she works on a project, she worked on it for 2 hours total. Now let's do the second time. On Tuesday, what's our start time? Good, 6 o'clock p.m. And our end time, 10 o'clock p.m. Okay, and so 6 to 10. How many hours would that be? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or just to jump to 2 would be 8 p.m. and 8 p.m. plus 2 more could be 10 p.m. So the second time she worked on a project, how many hours total did she work on it for? 4 hours. So now, how many hours? Oh my goodness, HR. How many hours total did she work on her project? On Monday it was 2, and on Tuesday it was 4. So 2 hours plus 4 hours equals 6 hours. So she worked on her project for a total of 6 hours. Okay. I want you to try this one on your own. Same concept. Pause my video, give it a shot, and then come back and see if you're correct. Okay, let's see. Alyssa slept at her cousin's house. They went to bed at 2 a.m. and slept until 9 a.m. When she got home, she took a long nap from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. So she slept 2 different times. How many hours did she sleep for? So we got 2 graphic organizers starting at 2 a.m. ending at 9 a.m. 2 plus, I'm going to do a 3 jump. 2 plus 3 is 5 a.m. Notice I label underneath so I don't get confused. 5 a.m., 5 to 9. How many hours does it take to get from 5 to 9? 4 hours. And now I'm at 9 a.m. So the total amount of hours that she slept at the sleepover was 7 hours. Because 3 plus 4 is 7. And now I'm going to do my second graphic organizer, starting her nap at 12 p.m., so noontime, and ending her nap at 4 p.m. So 12 to 4, if I did a 2-hour jump, that would be 2 p.m. Another 2-hour jump would get me to 4 p.m. So how long was the second sleeping for? That would equal 4 hours. In our first one, if she did it for 7 hours, and in our second time sleeping, she did 4 hours, the total amount of sleep she got would be 11 hours. Okay, awesome. All right, let's do a quick little review of finding, having an end time and working our way backwards, and then you're going to do one together, a slide of practice on your own, and then off to partner up for some time games. It takes Edwin 1 hour, 25 minutes to get ready and walk to school. If he wants to make it to school by 7:45, what time should he leave his house? Okay, so we have 1 hour and 25 minutes. This sticks out to me. I already know that on a graphic organizer, When it gives me hours and minutes, that's talking about elapsed time. So that goes up 1 hour, 25 minutes. Okay. It says that he has to get to school by 7:45. And this is talking about getting ready and walking. So that means when they say by a certain time, that's their end time, when they have to stop and be somewhere. So that's going to go on this side, 7:45 a.m. And now I can visually see that I have my elapsed time and my end time. So I have to work backwards. Make it easy on myself and do an hour jump first. 7:45 minus my 1 hour would be 6:45 a.m. And now I'm going to do my 25 minutes. I would make it easy on myself and break 25 down into different bumps. 25 in my mind would be smart to do 2 10s. 10 and 10 is 20, and a jump of 5. So I'm going to do a 10. That's another 10 is 20, and then another 5 is 25. So here's my 25 minutes right here. 6:45 minus 10 minutes would be 6:35 minus 10 minutes, 6:25, and minus 5 minutes is 6:20. So he must wake up and leave his house to go to school at 6:20 a.m. Okay, let's try one together. Tommy is going on a trip. Takes 2 hours and 38 minutes to get to the airport. If the plane takes off at 4:15, what time should Tommy leave his house? So he has to get to the airport and go on a plane. He's got to leave his house to go to the airport. So here's our graphic organizer. I see hours and minutes. That goes where? Awesome, at the top. 38 minutes. Now, if he has to be on a plane because it's flying away at 4:15, should that be our end time or our start time? Good. That should be on our end because I'm going to put it down here because I know my face is in the way. The reason we're putting it here is because we need to find out when he has to leave his house to actually get to the airport and get on the plane. So now we're going to find out when does he have to leave his house. So first we'll do our hour jumps. It says to do 2 hours. I can do a jump of 2 hours in 2 triangles or mountains, or I can do one jump with a 2 on the inside of it to represent 2 hours. And move my face. There we go. Okay. So 2 hours. 4:15 minus 2 hours, that would be 2:15 p.m. And now I'm subtracting 38. I'm going to break that into tens. So 10, 10, and 10, and then an 8. 10, 10, and 10 is 30, and then an 8. Okay. 2:15 minus 10 is 2:05. 2:05 minus 10, I'm going into another hour backwards. So that's 1:55. 1:55 minus 10 is 1:45. And 1:45 minus 8 is 1:37 p.m. So that's when he has to leave his house to get to the airport. Okay. Your turn. I want you to try this one, pause the video, and see how you do. All right, let's check. So soccer practice finish. That tells me it's at the end. 2:45 p.m. Then here tells me elapsed time because it's the hours and minutes. Now I'm going to do my jumps. Ooh, my goodness. Jump my 2 back. 2:45 minus 2 hours would get me to noon. Or no, not noon, but 12:45 p.m. And now a jump of 20 minutes back. So I'm going to do 2 10s because 10 and 10 is 20. So 12:45 minus 10, that would be 12:35. And 12:35 minus 10 would be 12:25 p.m. That's when soccer practice began. Okay. Independent practice today is going to be a game. So 2 different choices of games. Find a partner, come to me, and I will give you your choices. Use everything we've been working on these last couple of days. You got this. Good luck.